welcome to my channel. Welcome to what's been a little bit of a break inadvertently. I apologise for the lapse in time, but today I'm going to show you my WiPs, and hopefully it will let you know that I've been super busy. Anyway, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please click subscribe. Please ring the bell for the notification when I upload a video next, and let's get into it. Please let me know if you've got a favourite of any of these. I have a document linked on in my description, so down below there's a document, and it has my patterns linked. It has my WiPs. I think I've got thumbnails for most of them as well, so that you can go quickly to see whose they are, what they are, where do you get them from, that kind of thing. So I'm hoping most of them are there. Some of them might not be, but I'll try, if I can, remember where they're from, remember the bits and pieces, so you might just have to pen and paper. Actually, just get a pen and paper. Okay, before I start, I've just brewed a tea, okay? Now, something I have just discovered. I know, where have I been all this time? I don't know if this will show. This is actually a mug warmer. Now, this is not the same kind of mug warmer as I've had before. Hubby got me one. Oh my god, where have they been all my life? I'm so tired of drinking cold coffee and cold tea. These mug warmers changed my life, so I can just keep going to it, and it's warm all the way to the bottom. It's fantastic. I got some really cheap ones off AliExpress, that being one of them, and then two silicone ones, one from my office. And again, because I don't drink tea in the office, because it's always cold by the time I get to it. So hopefully it will keep my tea warm. Not that I'm having that many teas during the day anymore. Anyway, don't know where to start. Let's start with that one. This is Pretty Flowers Over My Shoulder. This is actually a Lanart Vervico kit. Now, Lanart Vervico, Vervico is the name of the company that Lanart uses for their floss and fabric and all that kind of thing, but Lanart is the designers. I think, or is it the other way around? Anyway, whichever it is, it comes in a kit, and you would have seen me unbox that way back, and it's not cheap, but you get everything in it. Now, the only problem I ever had with this was that they didn't tell you what the DMC colours were. So you've got all these colours, they're all DMCs, but you don't know what they are, so you've got to kind of colour match if you want to find out what they are, which can be a bit of work, especially considering that two of those colours are almost the same as each other. Anyway, the whole point of the Vervico Lanart Secret Stitch Along is that you don't know what you're going to be stitching. You get a floss toss, I think, at the beginning to get an idea, and you may or may not get told what the artist's name is. So in the beginning, before this was launched, it was said to be Marjolaine Bastien, or Bastain. She is a floral artist, as you can see, but she also does cute bunnies and things like that. Now, because of the floss toss, I knew there wasn't going to be any animals involved, because we were looking at all the pinks and purples and the greens. I decided to go for it, to give it a chance. I know, I think it's Chloe has had problems up in South Australia. Some of their kits that they have got, the cut of the material has been really weird. I chose even weave, a 25 count. That's actually nice. I did it over 2, and it was actually quite nice. I quite enjoyed it. Now, I'm working with a Maglite pretty much constantly now. So I could see the stitches, and it was much easier working on it like that. But yeah, you get a part dropped every week, every Friday night for me in Australia. So it would be Friday morning, maybe Thursday night UK, because it's a European drop. They would launch it. So what I would do was I would input it into Pattern Keeper, because it's Pattern Keeper compatible, yay. Input it in, put in the colours, and blank out all of my previous stitches so that I was starting fresh the next day, hopefully, with a fresh stitch count. So I knew exactly how many stitches were in each piece. They were around about the 1200 to 1600 each week. A lot if you've got more than one SAL stitch along on the go, but if it's not, then yeah, it was quite fun. So 16 weeks, we've got this gorgeous creation. some people have added bits into that vacant space. It's really weird how that, I think it's a peony, is so offset from the rest, and there's this big vacant space. I don't know if I'll fill it or not. Somebody's put in fairies. Somebody else has put in items that Marjolaine has actually done artwork on as well. I don't know if it's my camera. I've lost a lot of flare coming in my window. There we go. So yeah, they've kind of filled in that space with little things. So that's an option. I still need to sign it. So I've literally just pinned it on my corkboard so it's out on display rather than tucked in a bag. The other baby I finished. I finally finished Dark Queen. I will try and put a photo in of each item as well, because then you can see it in the full screen. She's actually got her tattoos all over her tentacles. Tattoos, essence of life, I don't know what you want to call it. It's kind of like her glowing energy through her tentacles. If you watch any of the Moana, you know how the essence of life kind of fires up through all of the stones in some of these animation cartoons. It's kind of, that's how I'm treating it anyway. So she's got all these tattoos, and that was a pain, and I procrastinated on it for probably the last year. So Dark Queen of the Earth has just launched. If you are interested in joining in on that, same size, so that is a fat quarter. Leslie hand dyes the fabric to your specifications. There's either a dark green or a mottled browny pink, depending on whether you want a lighter background or a earthy tone. So I'm calling her Bertha the Earth Mother. This is not a mermaid stitch along, and she was what was the octopusy, oh gosh, brain fart, Ursula. She was my Ursula. Yeah, the face is so accurate, my phone actually picks up that it's a face, and it's got quarter stitches and fractionals, and it's it's involved. It's yes, words, oh my god, my words are failing me. Now, initially when part 2 dropped, some people were doing the skin 1/1. I think it must be a thing in the cross stitch world that I didn't know about, because I was fairly new when I started this. I did it 1/1. It was really messy, and I went over it with 2/1. So she's all 2/1 except for the face where you've got the detail. So Leslie sells the Petite Treasure Braid as an add-on, the bead pack as add-ons, so you can get either these special beads or you can get the mini beads, the mini Delicia, the little glass beads. So you can either get them or not, buy them yourself if you got Mill Hill available to you, and then she's got a gorgeous pendant around her neck as well. So the Earth Mother, or the Earth Queen, also has a similar kind of kit. So you can get the fabric and the bead pack, you can get a mini bead pack, you can get thread, specialty threads added on. Leslie is currently away this week, so if there's any website issues or you think that shipping is extortionate, she will be sorting it out when she gets around to actually doing it all. And if it's overpayment or overcharged on shipping, she will refund them, because some people have been saying it jumps from $21 to $42 and yike and all that kind of thing. It will be released over the course of a year, so we're getting a floss list. We're hoping in August, on the beginning of August, and we will have the launch of the Earth of Bertha on the 1st of September. She drops monthly. Now, from last year, the drops, while they're once a month, they are quite sizable. Now, I actually did a thread count or stitch count on that, and I think it was around 2,000, 3,000 per release. She's a big one. She really is a big one. So spread yourself over the month. You will get a ton of encouragement. There are still people who are still on the fish. There are still people who haven't started the Dark Queen of the Sea Sal. So that's the Not a Mermaid Stitch Along. We haven't actually got a nickname for the Earth Queen, other than me calling her Bertha the Earth Mother. She's got horns. You can see the silhouette in the teasers. So she's got horns. She's got this Art Deco corner. It's going to happen again. She's going to have vines and tree kind of stuff going on to kind of add this frame. And it will be a 4-parter. So it's the elements. So you've got water. Now you've got earth. Aaron was doing air but couldn't get it to come together in his head. So he ended up going with the earth, and apparently she just dropped onto the page. So air and fire will follow. So if you're interested in one or all or whatever, you can go on to Autumn Lane Stitchery. It is much cheaper going with their website than it is going through Etsy, because they've increased the charges on Etsy to allow for Etsy's commissions. So go and buy it off the website and give them the benefit. You can get cover minders. There are a choice of 3. There's Death, Life and Change. 3 enamel cover minders. There were 2 in the Dark Queen that I got. What else? Everything else is from Under the Sea Fabrics. Go and check out Autumn Lane Stitchery for all your links and all of that kind of thing. There are Facebook groups. Once you have bought the pattern, you will get an order number in your email confirmation, and use that number then and the Facebook link to get you into the new Dark Queen of the Earth Facebook group, so you can be with your peoples. Alright, that's Sal. Okay, current WiPs, finishes, or middle of the road kind of things. Let's go with this. This is a bag that I got through my Sassy pouch, and it was perfect. Oh, actually, I can destash this. And it is bluey because it was perfect. And the fabric that I'm using is a custom dye for the Sassy pouch by a friend of mine, Melissa, who is Fancy Fabrics, and she dyed this, and it's called Cottage Garden. It's on my Instagram if you want to have another look. But there you go, there's Bluey. This is an Olivia and Lee sale that was done through June. There was literally a drop a day, so each of these characters dropped each day. Some people have gone on and done add-ons like Pom Pom, and a couple of the other dogs or friends have been created as well. But isn't it fantastic? It was so fun to do. One of the girls actually posted the real dog, so a photo of the dog that they're based on. So for instance, the healers, she had a photo of a blue healer that matched the character, and then did the character and the character from the cartoon. So you could see the real thing, the cartoon thing, and then the stitched thing. It was really, really cool how she was doing it. So if you want to check that out, again, Instagram, I think that was Bluey the Sal. And that was so fun. Bluey is such an awesome family cartoon. Watch it without your kids. Seriously, it'll make you cry. It made me cry. Let alone anything else. Some of the music that they use is just fantastic. Like, you won't even realise, but you're listening to, you know, Debussy and Rachmaninoff and kind of, what the? You know, I'm listening and it's like, oh my goodness, this is fantastic. Like, kids are listening to classical music and they don't have a clue. And that's one with Bingo, and she's flying in space. Tea. See, it's still hot. See, if that was ordinarily, that'd be cold. Okay, next is Do Different. Now, let me show you what I have done with my floss. I have hanks here. So these two hanks, the monsters, they were in my nice box from Black Needle Society, and I've plaited them, and it makes it so much easier to get my floss out without them tangling like crazy. I have added red for the red letters. I know these aren't Jesus's words in this because it's Proverbs and he wasn't around back in Proverbs. But anyway, I did the Bible words in red letters. If you've seen a red letter Bible, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, pink I have used for one of the elements. The multicolor, which is actually, it's quite fluoro, and that's the plants. I think I'm doing all the animals in the pink. So that's my color scheme. The grey, the purple is the frames, let's say. Okay, so I keep them on the ring. They're plaited, they're nice and tidy, and you just pull from the top a single strand and they're fantastic. And I just use it until I run out, so I haven't been needing a bag or anything to keep these in. Are you ready? This thing's huge. This is a long dog, if I haven't already filled you in on that. Now I'll see if I can get this. See, look how big it is. I'm way back here. Okay, so there's the top. So there is that fluoro kind of hank from Silks For You. And then here is the other accent piece with the blues and purples. Then you've got the red letters, and then you got all the animals I'm doing in pink. Okay, so there's a big vase in both of these top corners, and then as we go up, so there's more red letters, and I've done the animals, and this is kind of my incidental stitch, and it keeps going and keep going. So I don't know if I can even get this into one frame. There you go. That's about as good as you're gonna get. There it is. It's huge. I don't know where it's gonna go, but inchy big. It's absolutely fantastic, and it is gorgeous working with the silks. They are so nice. I use my ballpoint needles. I was going to say pens. No, needles. Use my ballpoint needles, and they are fantastic. They are the Sullivan's ballpoints, ball tips, and oh my lord. When somebody had said to me ball tip needles, I think it was Misty that first sent me my first set. I'm kind of thinking, huh? How is a ball tip better than any other needle? Well, I don't know how, but it finds the correct hole almost religiously. It's fantastic. So I would encourage you, if you can get a hand on the Easy Guide ball tip needles by Sullivan's. I'm coming. There. Okay. If you can get your hands on those, you only get 2 needles in a pack. They're $12 here, so I don't know what they are elsewhere. Maybe 8 in the US. They're fantastic. Try them. Just try them. And if you love them, you love them. If you don't, well, you've tried them. And I think I've broken one, I've bent one, because I used the needle, which I need to stop doing. I use the needle to unpick or reverse my stitches if I need to frog them. Okay. This one is a sal. This is a monthly sal. This is Clouds Factory, and let me tell you, it's psychedelic. Now, last year you might remember me doing There Is No Planet B. You'll have to go back through my Instagram if you want to catch up on all of these in pictures. This is the dinosaurs so far. Aren't they cool? They are so bright, they are so funky, and they're just so unreal. It's ridiculous. The fabric is haunted by, I think this is a Bee Stitch Me. Yep, Bee Stitch Me. So this is Brandy's Haunted. Sophie actually picked this. I have 2 haunteds. This one I think is a little bit more green. It just works. It's as ridiculous as the dinosaurs are in their colours. And if you're looking at anyone else's of these dinosaurs, do you see this one here? Is it that one? No, not that one. This one. This one down here, which is kind of hidden. I probably need to do some back stitching on it. So, this one here. The pale blue should actually, it should have been 164, which is a pale green. I actually used 964 because my colour was getting scrubbed out with the marker on my bags. So I used the wrong colour. It does not make a jot of difference. And if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't have any clue whatsoever. So that is the Clouds Factory sal. There are 4 more parts No. Oh, maybe. I think July might be 7. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, maybe 5 parts to go. The alphabet. The rest of the alphabet. So it's all down the bottom now. So that's been a fun sell. And you know what? I actually forgot about it when it launched in July, because I had Autumn in Stars Hollow, no, Summer in Stars Hollow coming out. And yeah, I had to go back and catch up with that this weekend. I've probably already shown you this, but I'm not sure. This is the Save Her Life pattern that we got from one of our stitch kits. I think it was Stitching the Night Away and Moonrise Snail. There will be a collection of snails. Katie is going to come out with a series of those. Watch this space. It may take a while to get the collection because they may be released within the boxes before they get released. Well, they will be released in the boxes before they get released in the wild. And when they get released in the wild, then you can obviously get the series. They're similar format, but might have different themes within them. Oops. Oh, I might have had magnets keeping this together. That's what I thought. Okay. Now, this is one of the first linens I bought when I got back into stitching. I started stitching on it and I was supposed to be using it for Harry Potter, and it was like, I didn't have a magnifier at the time, and I went, I can't do this, I'm blind. So it got set aside and I picked it up again when Stars Hollow came out, and look, like, it's a thing. I'm able to do this now because I've got the magnifier and everything else. I trimmed it to the height that I need, so I've got rid of all the excess, and I did stitch so that it's finished and won't fray anymore either. So we have summer here and we have autumn here. Winter obviously is going to go here, but spring is next. Spring retreat is next year. It's going to be in April. For the Aussies, it is going to be on the Anzac long weekend. And for any of you who aren't Australian, it's at the end of April, which may or may not be close to Easter. But that's when the spring retreat is going to be on. It will be launched. It is a one-off purchase, so you don't have to be a subscriber or anything. Yeah, there's that retreat. It's lots and lots of fun. And yeah, competitions, freebies, prizes, all that kind of stuff. Lots to do. Okay, next is this. Now this is a little bit different. You may have seen, if you watched any of my unboxings from Black Knit Society, this was, I can't recall. Anyway, I can't recall which box, but maybe On The Go or something. Not had it a while. We got this bag and it's custom dyed from Live and Let Dye LA, or Live and Dye LA. So it's a bag, but it's got this Ada front square on the front of the bag, and I was like, ooh. And then my cats died, and I thought, oh crappy, what am I going to do? And this is perfect size because the Ada goes to here and here. Okay, so it's that size and it's a square, so it goes down to here. And it's a perfect size for this silhouette that I'm doing. So it's basically, it's a round, and you can see the moon there, and you can see the front of, or the back of one of the cats there. So it's going to be two cats, and I think that's the ear of the other one. Two cats looking at the moon, sitting on a rooftop. It's quite tricky. I stitch in hand. It's quite tricky to hold the fabric, the orientation that I stitch, and do my stitching. So that it's not as simple as it looks. I think when it comes to doing this side up here, I'll be stitching it upside down or something, and I'm going to have to lock my screen on Pattern Keeper so that when I flip it, it's upside down as well, so I'm not getting confused. And do the bottom of the moon that way. So that's my memorial, I suppose, for my cats. So that's one that I've been stitching on the last couple of nights. Yeah. Let's do, I was going to say let's do Harry Potter, but that's not Harry Potter. It's a Harry Potter bag. This is from Cal's Crafts, but it's not Harry Potter that's in here. There's books. This is my temperature bookshelf. This is my Gothic temperature bookshelf. And it's gorgeous. The fabric is gilded. It's opal Lugana, and I think it is, oh, I had a card. I think it's, I don't know, it's either Misty or it's me. It's always one of the girls. I thought I had a card. I'm going to get asked. I do put it in my Instagram. There it is. It's a Mystic Fabrics. It's gilded. Now, because this is the temperature sal, and I've literally just raided my stash, there's the colours that I've used. So, colour and cottons, there's bits and pieces that I got from Black Needle Society. That's used all around the surrounds. So this is all unpurchased yarn, floss, whatever you want to call it. I have done my two cats in Black Etoile, so C310, so they're a little bit glittery. And I've done their outlines, so yeah, they're black, they're voids. This is actually Goth Stitch, her design. You can pay for it, or you can be a little bit more tight and you can take it for free off her site. She's taking donations, but it's fantastic. These are my books. Now, the temperatures that I'm doing temperature and rainfall. So with the darker books, I'm using the lighter book dividers. And then the rainfall is a band on the book. And that's, look at that, one hot day down there in the middle of January, or one cold day. You know, it was one hot day. The colours I have come up with, believe it or not, I'm actually using silk for my books. I'm using Overa Soie for my silks. And I've got them on 2 rings. So this is my rainfall ring. And they're my rainfall colours, so my little bands are all yellows and golds. And this is my library colours. That's for the side still. These are my rainbow colours. So you've got greens, oranges, blues, and they're going to be my book colours. Sorry, you can't really see through the bags, shines and all of that kind of thing. But they are my book colours, and I've then got a journal that we got from the Black Needle Society, and then on each month I'm going into my weather observations, and you can just see I've got the temperature, high, the rainfall, and then I just tick it off as I've done so that I can keep track. And then each month I've got them written down, and I can fill them in at leisure. And they're only, I don't know, 10 stitches, maybe 20 stitches per day. So it's not going to take me long to catch up with those, especially as I get towards the end of the year and things getting busy and all that kind of thing. So there's that. I wanted to do a temperature sal that wasn't boring. I'd started to do a diamond painting. There was a temperature chart, just because, and it was just lines, and crochet blankets, knitting, that kind of thing, they just end up like lines. There are tons and tons of temperature charts out there that are so funky. So there was that one on the bookshelf. A friend of mine is doing butterflies, and each of the bits of the butterfly is a day of the month. There are cat ones, and the cat's colour varies as they sit with their back to the viewer kind of thing on a shelf. I think there was beer bottles. There's lots. So if you want to check out temperature sals, there are a lot out there. Okay, now this. Oh yeah, this is an add-on. This is part of my Frogwarts challenge. So this here is going to be a grave. It's part of a speed stitch competition. So that's my grave, and then this here is another speed stitch, and this is horrific. The floss is horrible. What I will do is get as many needles as I can, because the length of this floss is quite short. It's fluffy and it stays fluffy even if you lick it. Maybe I should use my thread conditioner that I've got somewhere. But basically I need to do all this pale blue, and in here are the words "be happy." I needed it for the word happy for one of my stitch challenges. So that is my stitch challenge, and that actually turns into a card, and I've got the card kit. Oh, let me show you what I did, because this might be a little bit different for you. You know how you get these little freebies in the magazines? Well, I got the freebie in the magazine, right? There's the card there. Comes with an envelope and everything else. It's all nice and pretty. But I paper punched into the front cover, and there's all my floss right next to the chart, and next to the legend, and right next to the chart, and it's all there. And because it's the cover, it's actually quite thick. And that's what I did, because who cares? And to be honest, that floss ain't going anywhere else because it's horrible. I don't think it's DMC. Please let me know if Anchor is that kind of floss, or if I'm using whatever the Chinese, what is it, CXC or something hideous? Oh, not nice. If Anchor's like that, whoa, yike. I'm spoilt with DMC and all these beautiful overdyes and everything else. Yeah, that's the quality of Anchor. Wow. Okay, you ready for the mammoth? My hair. You ready for the mammoth? This is Frogwarts. There are 3 years here, and it's 3 out of 7 because there's 4 to go. This is year 1. Now, I had none of this done, I don't think, in May. So what I have left to finish, I have actually sectioned off. Look, this is a speed stitch challenge. I have 2 panels here for 2 challenges, and that will finish this. So that's year 1. Right, 320 odd stitches to get 13 points, and it's just going to be stitch for an hour like crazy. And I don't know if it's at a good time, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I really don't need to be thinking or what. So anyway, that's year 1. Katie has designed this, Katie Landis, who is our designer extraordinaire for Black Needle Society, and yeah, she's done year 1. So you've got Hedwig, and you've got the sorting hat, you've got the spells, you've got Fluffy, you've got the knight, the keys, all of the bits from the movie that you love, and of course the jelly beans. Now, year 2, again, I had started that last year during the retreat. I had left the snake basilisk for ages, kind of half finished from about there, a lot of the green. I decided to finish it. Now, again, strategic. I have 1 piece left for a speed stitch. I literally just need to fill in those diamonds. And the strategy is that that will also be a finish during this year's retreat, which is actually this week. Can't wait. And then this is this year's. Now, there are 17 challenges remaining, and I have done this specifically to allow for color blocks. So I think the bus is the only feature that's actually finished, and the words and the rat. Everything else, oh, the time turner is actually finished as well. So we've got witching hour up here, 304 stitches. So again, it's 10 points. The werewolf has to be finished. Witching hour goes into the Dementor. There's 1 more colour to go into the Patronus with the stag. The Grim has to have the coffee cup. It's in the teacup. So that's the Grim. And I love the swirl that my coffee dyeing ended up doing. It's really cool. Sorry, just having a bit of a brag moment. You've got the footsteps that are all done. The diary, sorry, not the diary, the book where Snape tells them go to $3.94 because he wants to teach them all about werewolves and drop Lupin in it. Spoilers. And then I've got the banner to finish. So there's 1, 2, 3 challenges within the banner. So it's all strategic, all my spacing and everything else. And this fabric is going to be done all one piece. I'm so tempted to trim off this edge. It doesn't need to be there. It really doesn't get in my way as such, but it's just extra that I don't need. So it goes all the way down, and I may need to add on, I could have started higher up, but I may need to add on, or I may just squeak the last panel in, but it's going to be really tight. I'm going to have to count like crazy for that one, for year 7. I have got a scrap left over from when I dyed this, so I can stitch it on if I need to, very carefully. And yeah, so there is my next big thing. So I'm apologising again for being a little bit scarce. I've been recouping from surgery, if you're still hanging around with me by now. Recouping from back surgery, which it went okay. However, it left my back quite unstable, so I've had to do extra physio and all that kind of thing. So I'll be going back to work in 2 weeks' time instead of going back to work 2 weeks ago, to get my core stronger. So hopefully that will sort it out and I won't need to have a further surgery, which has been flagged, which would be a fusion, which just means, yeah, backs, and I'm getting old. Anyway, have a cup of tea. There's a button on this, and it keeps it warm for 4 hours or for 12 hours. I don't know who wants to keep a drink warm for 12 hours, but if you're not drinking your drink over a 12-hour period, you've got something wrong with you. But 4 hours is, I literally just need an extra hour. So yeah, coffee warmer, tea warmer, mug warmer. Go get one. They're fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed my WiPs. I think that's all of them. That's the main ones that I'm kind of doing. I showed you my Narnia the last time. But yeah, I think that's most of my WiPs. Alright, I will be able to show you then next time I see you the frogworts, all 3 finished, because they're part of competitions and points and all that kind of jazz. So there will be that. And yeah, I'll be recording a whole load of videos today, so you'll see the same kind of get up to edit and spit out across the next couple of weeks, so you can see some more goodies. Alright, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed seeing those. If you have any questions, please drop me a comment. Let me know, did you have a favourite? Let me know if you're missing a link and you can't find them, and I will make sure that you get those. And if you want to join in on any of the upcoming sales, so Bertha, the Earth Mother, if you want to join in on that, the dinosaurs is still a thing. There's quite a few sales still out there, and I think Lord Libidan has a link to a lot of the sales that are currently active on their website, so I think he has stuff on there, so go and check those out. Alright, take care of yourselves, and I will see you around on the tubes. Bye for now. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.